This is Paul Stokes backstage at the 2016 Q Awards. I've been joined by this year's Q hero, Loaf. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
When was the first time you were called Loaf? Do you remember?
Yeah, I'm going to give this over to Andrew. Andrew, who's playing the lead in the musical Bat Out of Hell.
We'll come to him in a sec. Let's just do you.
Okay, so I have to give it to you. I wasn't old enough to remember this. I just know the story. When I was born bright red. Normally, babies are born red, and they put them under some lights. A couple hours, they're not red anymore. I stayed red for about 8-9 days. And on the fourth day, my father, who was a Dallas policeman, came into where the nursery was, and he said to the nurses, "My son there looks like 9.5 pounds of ground chuck. So I want you to put on the front of his crib, I want you to put meat." And I'm sure the nurses went, "Sir, we really can't do that." But now he's a policeman in uniform, and he goes, "Yes, you can. So I want you to make up that sign." So the nurses, they made up that sign, and they put it right there in that little plastic slot. And then my father said, "Now you move that crib to the middle so that every time anybody comes to see their baby, they see meat." And that's the story.
And you've never looked back? What center of attention?
I've tried to look back. And then in the 8th grade, I stepped on a coach's foot, and he screamed, "Get off my foot, you hunk of meatloaf." And if you're in the 8th grade in Texas, everything is funny. And so the next day on my locker was meatloaf. And unlike a lot of people, and it makes me insane, and I want to go to their house and break their windows, it's 2 words. And the 8th graders, who are 12 years old, they were smart enough to write it as 2 words. And people who write it as 1 word, after seeing it on Facebook as 2 words and saying how much they love my albums, and on every album it's 2 words, you can tell the one thing I hate more than anything in my life is meatloaf as 1 word. In fact, it's the only thing I hate.
That's fair enough. We're talking of your album.
There's one other thing, beats.
You don't like
beats? No.
Okay. We're talking of your albums. Bat Out of Hell is a classic, and it's getting a new lease of life. Tell us what's happening and introduce us to Andrew.
Okay, this is Andrew.
How do you do?
How you doing?
And Bat is Jim Steinman wrote Bat Out of Hell. Now, Jimmy's dream, before I met him, probably 5 years before I met him, and we started to work together, he had a play called Dream Engine in college. So this would have been about 68. So from 1968 to 2000, and now it won't open till 17, his dream has been to make a musical. And it had several different names along the way. It's now called Bat Out of Hell, and Andrew will play the lead, called Strat.
No pressure?
Oh, it's a huge pressure. I mean, singing these songs that have been turned into, I shouldn't use the word legends, but by such an amazing rock and roll star that has given birth to these songs, essentially, is such a huge undertaking to step into big, meaty footsteps.
Well, best of luck with the project, and congratulations on your award. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.